Hello friends, and welcome back to Swiftlessons for another by request song tutorial. In today's session, I'm going to be breaking down Green Day's 1997 hit, Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. This lesson goes out to one of my patrons, Jake Fitzgerald. Thanks so much for putting in the request. So in this tutorial, I'm going to cover how to play the chord progressions for the intro, verse, and the chorus sections, as well as the cross-picking patterns that you hear in the beginning of the song, and the strumming patterns. You can follow along using my chord sheet and my tablature at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Now let's get started with a full demonstration of the tune, then we can jump into the instructional segments. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end seems right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang them on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end seems right. I hope you had the time of your life. Change. It's something unpredictable, but in the end seems right. I hope you had the time of your life. Something unpredictable, but in the end seems right. I hope you had the time of your life. Okay, close look at the fretboard, getting started with our intro section. This is going to be very beginner friendly. We're in standard tuning, the key of G major. We're only going to need 3 chords for this intro section and also the start of the verse. The G major chord, a C add 9 chord, and a D major chord. So let's learn those shapes first. The G major chord, I've got the 3rd fret of the low E string with my middle finger. My index finger is on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then I'm also going to have the 3rd fret of the B string. Okay, now when he's strumming this chord, he's not going to be utilizing the high E string. If you were to play it open, that would be a G major 6 chord. Okay, the other option would be to put your pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string, okay, to make it a full G major chord shape. Alright, now, we're going to take the middle finger and the index finger down to the floor 1 string for the next shape. This is called C add 9. It's a good example of what we call a busker's chord. Actually, both of these chord shapes are easy busker's chords. Okay, they don't take a ton of experience to be able to get down and play fluently. Alright, then the final shape is going to be D major. Alright, 2nd fret of the G string, 2nd fret of the high E string, and the 3rd fret of the B string. Alright, so there you have it. The G major, we'll have that for 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Take those fingers down to the A string and D string. 1, 2, 3, 4, just a single measure there. And then a single measure on the D major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's learn how to pick it. Okay, so this guitar track is kind of interesting because it features a cross picking technique. Okay, that's a technique that sounds like finger picking, but it's done with a plectrum or pick. All right, in this intro section and also the beginning of the verse section, it sounds like this. All right, let's break that down. Okay, breaking that down and following along using my tablature at patreon.com/Swiftlessons. I've got my G major chord set up. We're getting started striking the low E string and then strumming through the chord. You can strum down to the B string before doing an upstroke on the B string. So bass, down, B. Okay, now next he gets a little bit wild with the strums, but the dominant notes that I'm hearing are the G string, D string, and G string. So then you end up with the full pattern for the measure, which will be bass, down, B, G, D, G. Okay, now mind the direction of my pick. It's going to be down, down, up, down, up, which is also the directions that your pick would be heading if you were playing a calypso strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so this should be somewhat familiar to you. Okay, so I performed that pattern twice over the G chord. E, down, B, G, D, G. All right, then I'm going to do the exact same pattern for the C add 9 chord, except I'm going to move the root, that first bass tone, to the A string. And then everything will be verbatim from there. Bass, down, B, G, D, G. All right, then the same thing for the D major chord, but again, changing the bass note, this time to the open D string. Bass, down, B, G, D, G. All right, you'll repeat that twice through to complete the intro section, and then you're gonna jump into the exact same thing to start the verse. Let's put it all together now. Okay, playing through the intro section at a nice slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, and bass, down, B, G, D, G, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and C. Repeat. Just like that. Now, as you get a little bit more confident with it, you'll notice that you can throw in some strums, especially at the tail end of that pattern, and you'll hear this on the original track and in the live performances. So it could be bass, down, up, and then just strums from there. Up, down, up, primarily on the G string, D string, maybe a little bit of the A string. Okay, but I want you to know what the dominant notes are inside that strumming technique. Okay, very good everybody. You have the intro section down. Now we're jumping into the verse section. It's going to start off the exact same way with that G major for 2 measures, C add 9 for 1 measure, and D major progression being repeated twice through. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. All right, then from there we're going to change it up. We're going to have the progression E minor to D to C add 9 to G. Okay, and we're going to apply the exact same picking pattern to it for the first verse. So we have the E minor chord, 2nd fret of the A string, 2nd fret of the D string. We're going to play the same exact picking pattern that we had for the G chord. Okay, so E strum, B, G, D, G. Then you already know how to pick the D major chord. All right, the C add 9, same as it was before. And the G major chord. Repeat that twice through. All right, then that'll get you into your chorus section. Let's put all that together now. Okay, playing through our verse section at a slow tempo. Let's see if you can play along. Getting started with that G major chord, we're gonna have progression 1 twice through, then progression 2 twice through. 1, 2, 3, G. C. D. G. C. D. E minor. D. C add 9. G. Repeat. C. Alright then, that'll get you into the chorus section. Okay, very good everybody. So far you have the intro and the first verse. Now we're jumping into the chorus section. This part's going to be cross-picked as well with the same exact techniques. Getting started with the E minor chord, it's going to sound like this. It's something unpredictable, but in the end seems right. I hope you had the time of your life. So we started off with that E minor chord, bass, strum, B, G, D, G, just like we did before. Then go to the G major chord and repeat the same thing. Repeat E minor to G. Alright, then on line number 2 of the chorus, we're going to play E minor, D, G. Now, when you go to the final G major chord of this section, it's going to usher you into the instrumental section, which is strummed, okay? Which is what we're going to jump into next. Okay, putting all that together for the chorus, it should sound like this. Play along. 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor. G, E minor. Seems right. E minor, I hope you had the D major of your life. Alright, if you have that down, then you're ready to move into the instrumental section, and you're ready to learn how to strum the remainder of the tune. Okay, moving into this instrumental section, we're getting started with that G major chord. It's going to be the exact same chord progression that we have for the intro and the beginning of the verse. That G major for 2 measures, C add 9 for 1 measure, D major for 1 measure. It's going to sound like this. Okay, very simple. We got the G major chord, we're going to strum. Down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. You gotta memorize that pattern. It's actually a very common pattern. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now, between the C add 9 to the D major chord, we're going to play the exact same strumming pattern, but it's going to be split between those 2 chords. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. If you want, on the first beat, you can put just the bass note. That sounds great. Bass, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Bass, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Notice how that D major chord is coming in a little bit early, right? Okay, and we're going to be recycling that for the next verse, verse number 2, and also instrumental number 2 and instrumental number 3. Okay, very well done everybody. So far you have the intro, verse 1, and chorus 1. Those were all cross-picked. Then we got into some strumming on the instrumental section. We're going to take what we learned there and apply it to verse number 2. It starts off the exact same way. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. That progression, G, C add 9, bass, down, down, up, down, D, up, down, down, up, down, up. Alright, we're going to apply that strumming pattern now to progression number 2 of the verse. The E minor, go into the D, C add 9, and the G. So in terms of the chords, it's verbatim, play the exact same way as verse number 1. We're just applying the strumming pattern. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Then the same thing between C add 9 and G. Bass, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Put that together and we have progression number 2 of the verse strummed. Repeat it twice through. It was worth all the while. Okay, so that's the strumming technique that I would apply to it. There's lots of room for variation though. Okay, very good everybody. We've successfully transitioned from the cross-picking sections into the strumming sections. That brings us to chorus number 2. It's going to be played the exact same way as chorus number 1, but we're going to be applying the first half of that strumming pattern that we had for the verse section. So, getting started with your E minor chord, it should sound like this. It's something unpredictable, but in the end seems right. I hope you had the time of your life. Okay, so very, very simple. Bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, up, down. E minor to the G. To E minor, line 2. The D major chord, you can hit the bass note on the D string open before going back to the G major chord to complete that section. Okay, from there you basically have the song down because we're going into instrumental number 2. It's going to be played basically the same way as a verse, except you're going to have that G, C add 9, D progression number 1, or the main progression of the tune, 4 times through. Then you're going to transition to the E minor, D, C add 9, G progression, and play that 2 times through, as there's kind of these Celtic style strings on the original track. Alright, then from there it's another strummed chorus, and then another strummed instrumental section, and then finally you're getting into the final chorus, which is going to be returning to the cross-picking technique, bringing the energy down. Starting with the E minor, it's something unpredictable, but in the end seems right. I hope you had the time of your life. Alright, from there, it's just the outro instrumental. That's going to be the same as the intro to the song. 2 times through, the same progression. The second time through, retardando, slowing it down to end the tune with a dramatic effect. Alright, very well done everybody, congratulations, you're ready to perform. Alright friends, thanks so much for checking out this lesson on Good Riddance. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. As always, big thanks to my supporters at patreon.com/Swiftlessons. I hope you're enjoying all those extra resources. And thanks to you guys, I got many more lessons coming up. So keep checking in, please subscribe, please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia, saying happy picking.